Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop and welcome to the 5th annual My Boot Collection video. This is My Boot Collection 2025. I'm doing something a little different this year in that I don't have all my boots out here. These are just boots I collected in 2025. So if you've been watching back the channel, you'll recognize a bunch of these boots. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with the first boots I got in the year and end with the last boots I got. So the first ones that I reviewed were these Gym Green Barefoot African Rangers. Now these guys I put up there pretty high in terms of how I ranked them. I was really enjoying them for a while until I found that my feet don't really like the flat foot style. Seems like as a rule I like to have a little bit more arch support. So these guys haven't been worn as much after that initial couple months. I started having foot pain and I couldn't figure it out. Then I got a new pair and I was switching in or out and I realized that was probably it. Since then I've had boots like these Lems and I've kind of noticed the same thing. Watching different videos on that and trying to understand it more, it sounds like it's something that's really helpful and beneficial for our feet, but it's almost like working out or going to the gym. That varies person by person, but for me it's actually giving my foot kind of a workout. That's the first pair of boots I got in the year. Next up, gentlemen, is gonna be some more Gym Greens. This is their Chelsea boot, the Stockman. You're gonna see Gym Green continue for 3 boots. I started off the year heavy with Gym Green. These boots have got a lot of wear. You can see the outsole is wearing down. And Gym Green is customarily known for having a very roomy toe box. So extremely wide in there, but you got to get the sizing right. So that's been a trick with me for Gym Green. In recent days, I've stopped using these because the left foot in particular is a little short for me. I got 11.5 US and it's still just a little short, but it's plenty good in the width. This boot is also lacking in that arch support. It's going to have a very low drop. It's not quite the Barefoot, but it's a lot closer than some boots that we're used to. Next up are these Gym Green Razorback boots. Now these are going to be getting a cleaning and conditioning soon, so watch out for that video. These guys have got a lot of use. They've taken me around the country, did a bunch of camping and hiking in these. They're still not the perfect fit for me, so if I go beyond 3 miles, they end up kind of hurting a bit. So I'm still on the hunt for the perfect hiking boot for me, but they will definitely suffice. I think they are well built, an incredibly rugged boot, and I think even in my life they still have a good long use. Up next are going to be these Muck Chore boots. Of course, you guys are very familiar with a muck boot and the different uses. When I made this video, I emphasized that every boot has its own use purpose, and this boot cannot be replaced by any of the boots on my table. If I was to go out in mucky marsh environments, there's not a single boot out here that I would want to use. None of them are very tall, and all of them would be saturated and potentially ruined within maybe an hour of use. You could wash them out and do some heavy treatments, but you probably are going to ruin most shoes if you go out in the mucky, marshy environments. So these boots I bought on a trip up to Alaska. I found that in that environment I really needed them to have a good time. I got them very cheap at a hardware store. They weren't any more expensive than you would get in the lower 48, so I was super happy about that. And I would say ultimately they saved the trip for me and made it very comfortable. So the muck boot here is definitely a boot I think every gentleman ought to consider having in their wardrobe. After that, friends, I did go over to Lems and got a collaboration with them. I got this Boulder Summit boot, and I also put a bunch of miles in these. They're looking pretty rough right now. I don't know if I'll do a cleaning video. Maybe if enough of you guys ask for it, I could do that. It hasn't had enough attention to kind of merit it, but they are very dirty. I might clean it for my own sake. These ones I stopped wearing as well because of the flat foot. It does hurt my feet, specifically my left foot, and I don't get that when I have arch support. I think this is a shoe that is very comfortable. I think if you wore it every single day, you'd get a good solid year out of them. Then you'd be looking at replacing them. This is something that I'll probably go back to occasionally when I just have a trip into town or something light. Then I can wear those shoes and kind of exercise my foot, but it won't get to the point where it hurts really bad. Up next, gentlemen, is the Thursday General Purpose Chelsea boot. Now these are another pair that I would typically be ashamed of because of how dirty they are, but I'm waiting on a cleaning and conditioning video. So I'm going to be releasing that soon, and you guys can look forward to that. If you look at the outsole, you can tell that this thing has gotten a lot of use. Plenty of miles in these boots, and they fit me really well. That's an 11.5. I'm a 12 Brannick. I go down half a size in Thursdays. I go down a full size in other boots, but these ones here, I would put on any day and just head out the door, kind of a run and gun shoe. I like how they have the 2 pull tabs, really easy to slip on and off, and have always been comfortable for me. From there, gentlemen, I was excited to finally collaborate with Parkhurst. This is a company I've had my eye on from some time. This is your kind of standard service style boot, 6-inch, and they've partnered with Charles F. Stead to bring some really cool leather here. I've just done a cleaning video on this, a conditioning video. I have a bunch of miles in these. It has a mini lug outsole, if you will. They perform well in all situations. I think they can dress up pretty far into the business casual and then dress down for a night out. It can honestly be a work boot if you needed it to be, although I wouldn't recommend, but the leather seems very durable, and these boots here are going to be in the top of my collection for a very long time to come. Next up are not boots, but shoes, and in fact, house shoes. I have these Kiries. These are the Bishkeks. They can go outside. They have a rubber outsole. And then these guys are the indoor slides. They have a leather outsole. These have both proven to be very comfortable for me. They're size 45, and that works for me. I do wear a sock with these, and after wearing them for a month or so now, I can walk up to them and slip my foot right in and kind of keep going pretty quickly. I wasn't sure how I would feel about that heel because it's not very long, but that's proven to be just fine for me. In some situations, if I kick my feet up on a hard furniture, I wish I had some heel support. Other from that, on the daily, they do very well. I still don't take these rubber soles outside very often, but the few occasions I have, they've held up very good. These have never been outside yet. At any rate, if you're looking for a good house slipper, I really recommend these Kiries, and go watch the full video on those. Up next, we have these boots here. These are the Oak Street Bootmakers in the cap toe trench boot. Again, a service style boot. These guys could be compared. They're very similar. This has that natural Chrome Excel leather by Horween, and I have always loved that leather. I can't wait to see how they patina. I am a little behind on these boots because these are the new boots. If you go back and watch the video, these are not the original boots from that video. They had an issue and they were really good to me. Sent these out right away. I sent the old ones back. They didn't have me take them to a cobbler and get them fixed. They just sent them out to me. That obviously made me love this company even more. I trust them. It seems to be a very well-made boot by all accounts. This too is going to be a boot that just stays in the top level of my boots for a really long time to come. Another video that you're not going to want to miss that's been live for a month or so go check that out. Last up, and it's definitely going to be one of my favorites, friends, is this guy here, the Grant Stone brass boot. These guys have just been a beautiful boot. Again, with the Charles F. Stead leather there. It's the kudu in the burgundy. I can't say enough about these. The fit is so comfortable. I really didn't have much of a break-in process. Has the lug, mini lug outsole, very good in all situations. Leather laces look sharp, and again, the break-in process just really wasn't much for me. Comfortable right out the gate. So this year has been good to me. I would say the Grant Stone, the Oak Street Bootmakers, and these Parkhurst are going to be kind of that top tier staple for a long time. These muck boots over here, every gentleman ought to consider those. It was a big year for me in terms of flat foot stuff. I hadn't really experienced anything like the Jim Green Barefoot African Rangers or these Lems Boulder Summit boots. I thought these, I just did a Chelsea comparison video. These are really well made. These are some of the best made boots out there. I would just say that these have been more comfortable for me. So if I had to choose which one to wear, it would be the Thursdays. I should have got the other leather. I haven't been happy with this leather. Even now, as it needs conditioned, it just looks terrible. The outsole is what you can expect. I'll probably resole that at some point. It'll be a fun video. I do like Thursday Boot Company a lot. You're gonna see more Thursdays on the channel, and they fit me very comfortably. I don't have any fatigue or anything like that. So it hasn't been too bad of a year for Chelsea's. I finally got a dedicated hiking boot. You guys, some of you guys get sandy when I take something like these out on a trail. Don't forget, these are their everyday boots. This isn't a dress boot. In fact, it's pretty far from a dress boot when you get into the fine dress world. We're gonna see more of the fine dress boots, dress shoes coming up on the channel And I think you'll learn why these ones are still more of a service style boot. These are built off of a military boot. A trench boot is something, you know, you wear in the trenches in the military, so that's pretty far from a city casual boot. It'll hike just fine, but I think I made some of you guys happier when I'm out hiking in a dedicated hiking boot. These guys would do very well in trails because they have that mini lug, and so with these, they've done really well on different trails. A lot of people are actually using these as trail running shoes. So that's kind of a different world for me. I don't run, but that's something you could consider if you're into that. I think it's been a very good year on the channel. All this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys watching the videos and then clicking the links to buy boots like this. I have a link to everything on the table here in the description. If you guys become interested in any of these boots, make sure and click over. It's not gonna cost you any extra. It's just gonna tell them that I sent you there, and it helps me keep doing this channel. I expect a very big year for 2026. Everything is just getting fine-tuned and polished, and we're going deeper. And don't forget, gentlemen, there's a video to every one of these boots on the channel, so be sure and watch them. You'll find more details. But if you have any questions right now, I'd love to answer those for you right here on this video. So drop me a comment, a question, and I will try my best to answer it. We have a lot of really good people on the channel that leave good comments about sizing and stuff like that. So be sure when you're watching one of the videos to engage in the comments and then check out, because you might get some golden nuggets there as well. So there it is, gentlemen, my boot collection 2025. This was definitely a powerful year. Excited about everything on this table, but I'll tell you what, I got some boots on now and some other boots at the house that I'm already testing and getting ready for 2026. Got a bunch more menswear, more bags, more shirts, more jackets, stuff like that. Be sure to stick around, and I will keep putting out the content. So until the next video, friends, God bless, and hey, don't forget to give your boots some love from time to time. If you like this one, we got a bunch of content just like this. Check out the channel. We have everything in playlists, anything from more men's boots to menswear. Check back often. We got a bunch of great stuff coming up on the channel. Till the next one, God bless, and we'll catch you then.